Hermoso lugar de esta colina caraqueña.
Here we are in this northern part of the city.
Aquí en la
There was no better
frontera
place to
entre la
leave an
parroquia
indelible,
San
eternal
José y la
mark,
Pastora.
as is
Un
the
saludo
age-old
especial a
culture
todos
of
los
China,
vecinos y
than this
vecinas de
Caracas hill.
esta populosa
Today we have come in
comunidad.
perfect
A
union
las
with the
faldas del
Venezuelan
Guaraíra
people,
Repano, la
its
montaña,
military, its cadets,
antes
its
conocida
officers,
como la
its
montaña El
soldiers,
Cerro del
its
Ávila.
police forces, and the
Aquí
Bolivarian
estamos en
government,
esta zona
with the
norte de la
presence of the
ciudad.
ambassador of the People's Republic of
No
China,
había un mejor
Lan Hu.
lugar
We
para
have come
dejar
to
una
tell the
huella
Chinese people,
imborrable,
congratulations. President Xi
eterna,
Jinping,
como es
congratulations.
eterna la
People's Republic
cultura
of China, 80
milenaria de
years of
China
well-earned history.
de esta
One must see
colina
General Espinosa
caraqueña.
Escobar. What
Hoy
an
hemos
epic journey
venido
the Chinese
en
people and the
perfecta
peoples then
unión
called the
del
Far
pueblo
East,
venezolano,
Southeast Asia,
de sus
and ancient
militares, sus
China were.
cadetes, sus oficiales,
Brotherly
sus
peoples, all
soldados y
ours, when the
soldadas,
warlike Japanese
sus
empire,
fuerzas policiales
fascist and
y el
criminal at that
gobierno
time,
bolivariano,
invaded all
con
those
la
immensities,
presencia
all those
del
territories with
embajador
savage
de la
methods in the year
República Popular
31.
China.
That
A
empire
Hu
ended up allied
hemos
with Hitler,
venido a
Mussolini,
decirle al
of
pueblo
world
chino,
Nazi fascism, and
felicitaciones,
led the Chinese people to
presidente
a
Xi
fierce, heroic
Jinping,
resistance.
felicitaciones,
Cadets of my
República
homeland,
Popular China.
admired and
80
beloved,
años de
future military
historia
of Venezuela,
bien
you must
ganada.
study thoroughly, Mr. General-in-Chief. Vladimir Padrino, Mr.
Hay que ver,
General-in-Chief,
General
Fernandez
Espinosa
Lares,
Escobar,
Executive Vice President,
lo que fue la
Vice Presidents
epopeya
of
del
Government,
pueblo chino
officers of the higher
y de los
general staff,
pueblos del
we
Asia,
have to study what happened to the Chinese people from the years
los
31 to
pueblos
45,
llamados
and
entonces
how
del
they were
lejano
surprised by
oriente,
a horrible
del
criminal
sudeste
invasion,
asiático
the methods of rape,
y de la
torture,
milenaria
which
China.
became a dark legend forever,
Pueblos hermanos
and how the
todos
Chinese
nuestros.
people resisted defending their history, their
Cuando el
identity, their
imperio
land,
realista
and how
japonés,
the great helmsman Mao Zedong,
fascista y
with the
criminal
Communist
para
Party of
entonces,
China and the People's Liberation
invadió en el
Army,
año
managed to
31
forge the greatest
todas
alliance Chinese
esas
national, the
inmensidades,
largest Chinese national
todos
union,
esos
of
territorios
all political,
con métodos
social,
salvajes.
historical, religious sectors of
Ese
China,
imperio terminó
to
al
create what is
lado de
commemorated
Hitler,
today as the great victory
de
of the Chinese
Mussolini,
people, of the Republic
del
of China,
nazifascismo
against
mundial.
the fascists, against the criminals. 80 years
Y
today
llevó al
is
pueblo
commemorated of
chino
that victory.
a una
Thanks to the union of
resistencia
all of China,
férrea,
they saved the culture, the history,
heroica.
and recovered more than half of their
Cadetes de mi patria,
territory that they lost in this
admirados
criminal,
y queridos,
colonial, savage war
futuros
of the
militares
then
de
Japanese
Venezuela,
Empire.
deben
If we
estudiar a
commemorate
fondo
on May
al
9th,
señor general
the
en
80th
jefe
anniversary of the
Vladimir
victory of the Red
al
Army
señor
of the
general en
Soviet
jefe
Union
Fernández Lares,
against fascist Nazi
presidente
Germany.
ejecutiva,
If it was the Red Army that
presidentes de gobierno,
surrendered the
señores
Nazis in
oficiales de
Berlin,
Estado Mayor
today we have
Superior,
to say that it was the
tenemos que
Chinese People's
estudiar
Army that
lo que
surrendered
le
the
ocurrió al
Japanese
pueblo
Empire
chino del año
and
31
defeated
al
it by the
cuarenta y
central
pico.
column of history, which is
Cómo
true. They
fueron
liberated
sorprendidos
Manchuria,
con una
the
invasión
Chinese people converted into an army,
horrible,
and the Red
criminal,
Army, and they helped
los
in the
métodos
liberation
de
of what is now
violación,
Korea, what was
tortura,
Indochina
que
at that
quedaron
time.
en una
Yesterday
leyenda
marked the 80th
oscura para
anniversary of the
siempre.
independence and the founding of the Republic of
Cómo el pueblo
Vietnam by another
chino
giant,
resistió
Ho Chi Minh,
defendiendo su historia,
Uncle
su
Ho, an
identidad,
example for
su
humanity.
tierra.
From all these experiences, we have to
Como el gran
enrich ourselves
timonel
with the
Mao
experiences of these
Zedong
peoples. It is
con el
admirable
Partido
Ambassador
Comunista de
Lan
China,
Hu, how, after 80
con el
years having suffered the
Ejército
blows of
Popular de
colonialism in the
Liberación,
middle of
lograron
the 19th
hilar la
century,
más grande
they have to study the
alianza
Opium War so that they can see how
nacional china, la
imperialism
más
through
grande
opium,
unión nacional
the
china
drug of that
de
time,
todos los sectores
divided China,
políticos,
attacked China,
sociales,
destroyed ancient
históricos,
China in
religiosos
parts.
de
What a great
China
effort. And
para
after hitting
evitar
it for almost
lo que
60
hoy se
years of
conmemora como la
neocolonialism and
gran
colonialism,
victoria
the
del pueblo
Opium War,
chino
and a
de la
thousand other
República
things,
China
true word?
frente al
Look, they got
fascismo,
involved in
frente a los
1931 with
criminales.
military superiority, but the
80
Chinese
años
people
hoy
stood
se
up to them
conmemoran
heroically. That's why today
de
from
esa
Caracas,
victoria.
Venezuela, the
Gracias a ese
Bolivarian
hombre
Republic of
todavía
Venezuela, which saw the
salvaron
birth in
la
this wonderful
cultura,
city
la
of the
historia
greatest
y
American in
recuperaron más
all
de
of
la mitad de
history.
su territorio
Our
que
liberator,
perdieron
Simon
en
Bolivar,
esta guerra
celebrates the 80th
militar
anniversary
colonial
of the Chinese
salvaje
victory
del
and
entonces
says the victory
imperio
of China
japonés.
is the victory of the Bolivarians. It is the victory of
Conmemoramos
Venezuela as well,
el 9 de
and it
mayo
is admirable how in 80 years they overcame the wounds of
80
war,
años de la
the
victoria del
destruction of
Ejército
war,
Rojo de la
and
Unión
went from being a
Soviética
feudal country,
frente
very
a
backward
la
in
Alemania
industrial,
nazi-fascista.
technological,
Si
scientific
fue el Ejército
development
Rojo
with great wounds and
quien
delays in
venció a los
education,
nazis en
but with an
Berlín,
ancient culture, they
hoy
went
tenemos que
step by
decir
step
que fue
with
el
Chinese
ejército del
patience,
pueblo
Chinese
chino
wisdom, 80
que
years later,
rindió al
to being today
imperio
the
japonés
first
y lo
economic,
derrotó
commercial,
por la
technological
columna
power.
central
And
de la
from what we saw
historia.
in the parade
Y
yesterday
así
on
es
the main
cierto.
avenue of Tiananmen, in Beijing, it seems that China is
Y verán
already
como
the
en
first
Furia,
military power on planet
el
Earth,
pueblo chino,
a sister
convertido en
power,
ejército
a
del
friendly
ejército
power,
rojo,
a power without an imperialist vision, neither colonialist nor slave-owning. All the powers that existed in past centuries, all were colonialist. And the European powers that exist today have the supremacist complex. They believe themselves superior to others. They have the complex of believing that we are their slaves, that we should be their colonies. The progress of our older sister China is admirable, which should serve as an example for all the efforts of our country. Because Venezuela, on the path of the socialist revolution of the 21st century, Venezuela, on the path of the Bolivarian project Venezuela, following the immortal legacy of Commander Chavez, sooner rather than later, has to be recognized in South America as also a medium power of economic, social, cultural, educational, technological development, with its own achievements, its own efforts. Today, imperialism launches a new onslaught. It is not the first nor the last, just another onslaught. And Venezuela is standing, and I tell you, Venezuela is going to continue standing with serenity, with firmness, with unwavering faith in victory and in peace, in national unity of all its people, of all its military forces, of all its police forces. We are good people. We are people who love peace, but let them know we are warriors, fierce when they mess with our land, with our history, and with our rights. This land belongs to the Venezuelans, to the Venezuelan women, and there will be no traitor, no empire that can touch and profane the sacred soil that the liberators bequeathed to us. How beautiful this uniform is! It reminds us of Sucre, of Bolivar, Ambassador Relanjou. This uniform that you see here, these faces that you see here, are the same similar. They are the same ones from 200 years ago. Young people like them traveled all over South America, carrying freedom from victory to victory, from battle to battle. 200 years ago, in these times, young people like them in Sucre's army founded Bolivia. It was the great history that was betrayed in its time, but it is the great history that Commander Chavez brought us. Resurrected forever, it is the great history that has returned and will never leave. The time of glory has returned. It is the time of the great homeland, and with the free homeland and the original project, it is the best from these beautiful Caracas that saw us born, and that fills us with inspiration every day. From these Caracas at peace, free, rebellious, and beautiful, I can tell you, President Xi Jinping, dear older brother, Chinese people, from these Caracas, free, rebellious, sovereign, and Bolivarian, we tell you here, we give you this monument, this monumental plaza, as a tribute to the 80 years of the victory of the Chinese people against fascism. Long live the victory of the Chinese people. Long live the friendship between China and Venezuela. Long live the human homeland. Long live peace, and long live life. Authorized General Forward? Understood, my Commander-in-Chief. Victor Frank, rest in peace. Today, we have gathered at the foot of this majestic Huaray Garapano in order to inaugurate this monument in honor of the 80th anniversary of the victory in the War of Resistance of the People's Republic of China, where the history and future of the country are shown, divided into two main aspects. The first, history, which is dominated by a wall of high reliefs that narrates the War of Resistance of the Chinese people. Each one is a testimony of the sacrifice and tenacity of those who fought against oppression on high. The Chinese flag waving like a sacred emblem, symbolizing the revolutionary achievements that forged with courage, determination, and heroism, which led the nation to its freedom. The second aspect, the present, contemporary China, which represents the future of the nation. A sculptural group shows a family that advances united, and with determination. Each figure symbolizes the pillars of modern society: education, science, sports, and work. A key figure in the rear guard is a lady carrying a torch evoking victory from China, which does not seek domination, but the protection of its own people. The torch is a guardian watching over the nation's progress. On the reverse, the Great Wall of China that rises as an emblem of the indestructible strength and heroic resilience of the Chinese people. Surrounding the base of the monument, 34 emblems of the provinces that represented the nation in its glorious victory against fascism in the Second World War. Floral offering. Attention for the commemoration of the 80th anniversary of the victory of the Chinese People's War of Resistance against Japanese aggression from 1931 to 1945 is not only a reminder of a past event, but a reflection on a milestone of profound significance for China and the world. Its historical importance can be analyzed from multiple dimensions, among which we can highlight a victory that transformed the nation. Invited to the offering are Nicolás Maduro Moros, constitutional president of the Bolivarian Republic of Venezuela, commander-in-chief of the Bolivarian National Armed Forces, Betencia Rodriguez Gomez, executive vice president of the Bolivarian Republic of Venezuela, General-in-Chief Vladimir Padrino Lopez, Vice President of the Defense Sector, His Excellency Lan Hu, Ambassador of the People's Republic of China to the Bolivarian Republic of Venezuela, and Honorable Colonel Zhang Daxi, Military Attaché of the Embassy of the People's Republic of China, Honorary Sworn Sergeant of the People's Republic of China. These 14 artillery salutes represent the years of Chinese resistance to the Japanese invasion from 1931 to 1945. At your discretion, this floral offering has been made in commemoration of the 80th anniversary of the Chinese Army's victory in the war against it. Presentation of a present to His Excellency Mr. Lan Hu, Ambassador of the People's Republic of China, accredited to the Bolivarian Republic of Venezuela. This is the presentation of a present to the Ambassador of the People's Republic of China to the Bolivarian Republic of Venezuela, Lan Hu, as a well-deserved recognition of what an important day this is, not only for the People's Republic of China, but for the world. We see here how Ambassador Lan Hu, Your Excellency Ambassador of the People's Republic of China, accredited to the Bolivarian Republic of Venezuela, on behalf of the people of Venezuela, I wish to present this institutional gift, which symbolizes the indomitable spirit of the Chinese people against Japanese fascism, thus strengthening the bonds of friendship, unity, brotherhood, and fraternity between the people of Venezuela and the people of China. May this work serve as a reminder that peace and freedom are defended and are values through struggle, unity, and loyalty. As we could appreciate through a cadet from the Bolivarian Military University, this important gift has been presented as a reminder of what unity between Caracas and Beijing means. Sister countries that fight together. Words from Your Excellency, Mr. Lan Hu, Ambassador of the People's Republic of China, accredited to the Bolivarian Republic of Venezuela.